So you have a tendernary and your love overlanding. You have plans to do it big on the trace and some super glamping. One idea, deep news and reviews, a podcast the first rate and here just for you. You don't have to think about it, join us and be about it. Something interesting we want to hear about it, come on let's talk about it. Welcome to Waypoint Overland's Random Waypoints Podcast.
Sponsored by MIDLAND Communication for Every Adventure, the industry leader in radio communication technology and innovation for over 50 years. Sponsored by MYMEDIC. Sponsored by TEMBO TUSK. Sponsored by Trail Rated Coffee Company.
Always remember, the opinion you follow should be your own. Just consider the things stated here to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online.
Hi, my name is Phil from Waypoint Overland, and you're listening to Random Waypoints. All right, so here we go. Welcome to another episode of the Random Waypoints podcast. We'll be doing an episode every week. So like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to make sure you don't miss an episode. This week, we focus on the International Dark Sky Association and International Dark Sky locations. On Waypoints, we discuss why I use International Dark Sky Association for planning and creating waypoints on cross-country adventures. And on Random Lists, my favorite dark sky locations for stargazing across the United States. So stay for the whole show. But first, let's take a look at the news.
During this segment, we'll cover various topics with a connection to overlanding in some way. It could be land use news regarding the national parks or the Bureau of Land Management. We'll keep you up to date on any auto industry news when it pertains to relevant and potential overlanding vehicles. There will be camping and outdoor industry news, as well as photography and video, fishing, hiking, and on and on. Now, here's the news.
Volkswagen commercial vehicles and Volkswagen passenger cars present the all-new ID.Buzz and ID.Buzz Cargo. The two zero-tailpipe emission vehicles transfer the design of one of the greatest automobile icons, the T1 microbus, to the era of electric mobility. The short overhangs, spacious interior, and available two-tone color palette pay homage to the past, while the high-tech interior, progressive and sustainably crafted design features, and EV technology marks it clearly as a vehicle of the future. The features and specifications that follow apply to European models. Details for the US version will be available closer to launch. As with other models of Volkswagen's all-electric family, the new ID.Buzz and ID.Buzz Cargo are based on the group's modular electric drive kit. The modular electric drive kit is the world's first scalable, large production run platform, and it provides the basis across the brands for all sorts of different models and segments. The first European versions of the ID.Buzz and ID.Buzz Cargo will come to market with a high-voltage lithium-ion battery providing gross energy content of 82 kilowatt-hours. With its 12 modules, the battery system supplies a 201 horsepower electric motor, which drives the rear axle. Maximum torque of 229 foot-pounds is instantly available, and the top speed is electronically limited to 90 miles per hour. More battery versions with various power output levels are expected to follow in 2023. In 2023, extended wheelbase versions of both ID.Buzz models will arrive on European markets. The US version arriving in 2024 will be based off the long wheelbase passenger model. The standard wheelbase measures 117.6 inches, and both ID.Buzz models are 185 inches long and 78.1 inches wide. The standard wheelbase measures 117.6 inches, and both ID.Buzz models are 185.5 inches long and 78.1 inches wide, excluding wing mirrors. The short body overhangs are possible because the zero tailpipe emission vehicle's electronic drive system is built in a very space-efficient way. The advantages of this include maximum space utilization, more compact overall dimensions than a comparable model with a conventional drive system, and an unusually small turning circle for this vehicle class, just 36.4 feet. The ID.Buzz makes full use of LEDs. At the front, it's the charismatically styled headlights, daytime running lights, and a slim lateral bar between the headlights. In a homage to the T1, the VW logo is much larger than all other current Volkswagens. At the back, the ID.Buzz has horizontally arranged LED taillights, which are connected to one another by a full-width light strip. The ID.Buzz and ID.Buzz Cargo will come in a total of 11 color variants, 7 single color options: candy white, mono silver, lime yellow, starlight blue, energetic orange, bay leaf green, and deep black, and 4 two-tone options. On two-tone ID.Buzz models, the upper section, including roof and V-shaped hood, is finished in candy white, while the areas below the character line are in a choice of 4 shades: lime yellow, starlight blue, energetic orange, or bay leaf green. Exterior mirrors and door handles are finished in body color. Both European ID.Buzz versions will come with 18-inch steel wheels as standard. On passenger vehicle models, aluminum alloy wheels are available in sizes ranging from 18 to 21 inches. The ID.Buzz features a spacious cabin which maximizes utility and comfort while dazzling with high-tech features and an interplay of colors and materials. The standard lift ID.Buzz will launch with 5 seats. Driver and front seat passengers sit on individual seats with adjustable armrests. Integration into the backrest of each front seat is a side thorax airbag, and in the driver's seat there's also a center airbag which in the event of a crash protects the driver and front seat passenger from hitting each other. In top trims, the seats are completely electrically adjustable and have both memory and mass functions. Front seats can be adjusted up to 9.6 inches forward and aft and 2.4 inches in height. A 3-person bench seat in the rear can be folded down completely or split 40-60, and it can be moved lengthways a total of 5.9 inches. A love for detail is reflected in the stylized vehicle silhouette that is embossed in the lower seat trim and the fold-down tables located in the back of the front seats. Wholly practical by contrast is the optional height-adjustable trunk floor, which creates a level load space surface. The upward opening rear hatch reveals 39.6 cubic feet of luggage space. 2 side sliding doors are fitted as standard. On the standard wheelbase, a 6-seat configuration will come later with individual seats arranged in 3 rows of 2. With the extended wheelbase, a 7-seat configuration will also be available in a 2-3-2 arrangement. The ID.Buzz Cargo is an ultra-modern, zero tailpipe emission van. It will launch with 3 seats in the cab as standard, driver's seat plus double bench seat, and have an optional individual seat for the front seat passenger. Behind the seats is a fixed partition separating off the cargo space. This partition will be optionally available with a window and an opening for loading items. The new ID.Buzz Cargo is fitted with a wide opening tailgate and a sliding door on the passenger side. It will be possible to configure the van with a second sliding door as a custom option. The cockpit of the ID.Buzz is both high-tech and ergonomic. As standard, a 10-inch digital cockpit display is paired with a 10-inch infotainment system that is positioned centrally in the dashboard. A 12-inch display with navigation is optional. Both the digital cockpit and the infotainment system are connected with the instrument panel only at the bottom, looking like free-floating tablets. The transmission is operated via steering column stalk. To the right of the steering wheel are 2 USB-C plugs and a tray for wireless charging. In the center console, there are, depending on specification, 2 more USB-C plugs. There's a 5th in the front passenger door, another in each of the 2 sliding doors, and one by the rearview mirror for a dash cam. As with other models of Volkswagen's all-electric vehicle family, the new ID.Buzz comes with the interactive ID light. It stretches across in front of the windshield in the driver's field of vision, above the instrument panel and gives the driver intuitive information based on the color and position of the light signal. For example, a signal in the right-hand area of the strip advises of obstructions in this area or corresponds with a navigation instruction to change lanes. When ID light goes red, it is signaling danger and the need to brake. The ID.Buzz also features standard 10-color ambient lighting, with 30 colors as optional. The 30-color version lights up a strip in the instrument panel, the decorative strips in the front doors, the storage bins in the doors, and the footwells. The digital cockpit and the infotainment system also take on chosen base shades. Volkswagen is utilizing innovative technologies and processes demonstrating that both versions of the ID.Buzz have been designed with sustainability in mind. The array of such measures start with removing any use of leather in the vehicle. The steering wheel cover is made of polyurethane but looks just as high quality as leather and provides a similar feel. The materials used for the seat covers, floor coverings, and roof liner of the ID.Buzz incorporate recycled material. The two new ID.Buzz models will also use organically based vehicle paint and forego cobalt in the high voltage battery. Volkswagen gives a guarantee of 8 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes first on the ID.Buzz battery. The new ID.Buzz and ID.Buzz Cargo models are being produced by Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles at its main plant in Hanover. Don't look now, U.S. airfares just went up. Yet another reason to consider domestic overland travel this year. Earlier this week, one-way airfares for most U.S. routes went up $5, the first fare hike this year to affect a majority of domestic flights. The clincher came on Tuesday when Southwest Airlines, which has a long track record of resisting widespread increases in ticket prices, raised 180,000 individual fares by $5. We've never met a Southwest-blessed fare increase that didn't ultimately stick at the industry level, wrote airline analyst Jamie Baker of J.P. Morgan. Extensive matching has already occurred, including at Alaska, Delta, and United. In April, the travel website Hopper, which tracks airfares, found the average domestic round-trip ticket sold for $229 and is expected to rise as high as $240 by June before pulling back. While the industry is adding more flights this summer, Southwest, American, and United are all adjusting their schedules because the Boeing 737 MAX airplanes are grounded. Combined, the three airlines have parked more than 70 MAX jets while Boeing works to fix the planes and get them recertified by the Federal Aviation Administration. Several U.S. national parks have started routine annual closures of selected roads in various park areas to protect wildlife during their mating season. It's important to protect wildlife during this critical stage of their life cycle. In the case of peregrine falcons, the presence of humans can deter the raptor from even nesting in the first place. If they have already nested, human activity in the area may cause the falcons to temporarily or even permanently abandon their nest. If that happens, the chicks are susceptible to hypothermia, starvation, and predation. It's not just peregrine falcons that are being protected, however. Some U.S. national parks have implemented seasonal closures to protect wildlife ranging from harbor seals to various amphibians, and even wild steelhead fish during their mating season or while they're raising their young. Here are some U.S. national parks that have started annual closures or restrictions. Acadia National Park in Maine, to give peregrine falcons space to nest and remain undisturbed, the National Park Service has closed areas including Jordan Cliffs Trail, Precipice Trail, Valley Cove Trail, and a section of the Orange and Black Path in Acadia. The closures began in March 1st and will remain in place until further notice. Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, the National Park Service is preparing to close River Road in Middle Smith Township between park headquarters and the Hydella picnic area on mild rainy nights from March to mid-April to protect several species of amphibians as they make their way to moist pools to mate. The road will only be closed on nights when the forecast is for rain and mild temperatures. Some areas of Delaware Water Gap are also closed to protect nesting peregrine falcons. In Olympic National Park in Washington, fishing in the lakes and river system within the Olympic National Park are now closed to protect wild steelhead, which is a type of trout. Fishing in many rivers, streams, and in Lake Crescent within the park are expected to reopen on June 1st. Point Reyes National Seashore in California, to protect the female harbor seals and their pups, the National Park Service closed some areas of Point Reyes on March 1st. The closure will remain in place through June 30th. Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado this year, various areas of the park were closed on February 15th to protect nesting raptors. The closures will remain in place through July 31st. However, they may be extended if necessary. Zion National Park in Utah, the National Park Service has closed numerous climbing routes to protect the peregrine falcons as they nest. The closures went into effect March 1st so the falcons can find suitable nest sites. You can find detailed information about closures at Zion in the park's 2022 Climbing Guide to Seasonal Raptor Closures. For anyone overlanding the East Coast and into festivals or just good old-fashioned beauty of nature, the National Cherry Blossom Festival in the nation's capital is definitely a bucket list event. And with COVID-19 pandemic on the decline, organizers have big plans for this year's festival later this year. The National Cherry Blossom Festival will run for 4 weeks from March 20th to April 17th, filled with activities. And if Mother Nature cooperates, the stars will be the trees. According to predictions, peak bloom for the trees will be March 22nd through 25th. Peak bloom is considered when at least 70% of the trees are in bloom. This will be the 110th anniversary of the gift of 3,000 cherry trees that was given by Tokyo Mayor Yuko Ozaki in 1912 as a gesture of goodwill to Washington, D.C. A host of activities will take place during the festival's run. On Sunday, April 9th, a parade will take place on Constitution Avenue with entertainment, floats, and other cultural performances. And during peak bloom, the National Park Service will have food trucks, a beverage tent, and information booths from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And entertainment and cultural events will take place throughout the day. On Saturday, April 16th, the Capitol Riverfront will feature a variety of stages for live entertainment, interactive art, games, and other activities. There will also be an art walk starting on April 1st and running through Petapalooza in the neighborhood. Petapalooza is a day-long celebration bringing art, music, and play to multiple outdoor stages, interactive art installations, and a beer garden, all along the banks of the Anacostia River. The evening is capped by a dazzling 15-minute choreographed fireworks show that's set to music. This event is free and is fun for all ages. Those who can't make it to D.C., they can view the blossoms via webcam on the festival's website. If you enjoy stargazing and live or will be traveling on the East Coast, you need to make your way to Virginia. Virginia now has more dark sky parks than any other state east of the Mississippi River. It's especially rewarding to see Virginia take the lead among eastern U.S. states. International Dark Sky Association Executive Director Rustin Hartley said in a statement, "It's a prominent demonstration of the fact that nighttime darkness is worth protecting, and it still exists in one of the most densely inhabited regions of the United States." In 2001, International Dark Sky Association created the International Dark Sky Places program to encourage communities, parks, and protected areas around the world to preserve and protect dark sites through responsible lighting policies and public education. A designated international dark sky park has an exceptional or distinguished quality of starry nights and nocturnal environment that is specifically protected for its scientific, natural, educational, cultural heritage, and/or public enjoyment. The program offers 5 designations: International Dark Sky Communities, International Dark Sky Parks, International Dark Sky Reserves, International Dark Sky Sanctuaries, and Urban Night Sky Places. These urban areas are either near or surrounded by large urban areas and features a design that promotes an authentic nighttime experience in the midst of significant artificial light at night. Virginia's Staunton River State Park was designated a dark sky park in 2015, and James River State Park received a designation in 2019. The newest state park to receive the designation are Natural Bridge State Park and Sky Meadow State Park. Staff and volunteers have worked together for more than 5 years to meet the light pollution mitigation and education requirements that are required to receive dark sky certification, the department explains.
Random Lists is all about lists Waypoint Overland has created on an array of topics, such as top 5 national parks, top 10 trails in the United States, top 10 fill in the blank. I think you get it. Some lists will be pure fun, and others very informational. But they all will have a connection to overlanding in some way. We're very interested in hearing your suggestions for upcoming lists in the comments. Now, here's our random list.
In a past episode of Random List, I gave my top things to do on an overlanding trip in southern Utah. One of the things I mentioned was stargazing at international dark sky parks there. I received several questions about my favorite dark sky parks for stargazing across the U.S. So, without further ado, here are my favorite stargazing sites in America. We'll start with Death Valley in California. This is already a famous national park and is ranked as an official gold-tier dark sky park, meaning that you'll get some of the clearest, brightest views of starry splendor accessible in the whole United States. The park is far enough away from the city lights of the Southwest to provide a near pristine night sky. The rugged wilderness lends a stunning backdrop to various viewing spots, while the absence of artificial light sources around the park provides visitors with the opportunity to watch meteor showers, falling stars, and other wonders of the darkness without obstructions. Park's peak season for stargazing here are winter and spring months, and park rangers offer stargazing events you may want to join in on. Next, I have Breckenridge in Colorado. If you're considering a Colorado vacation, put Breckenridge at the top of your list. You'll find more outdoor activities than you could ever do in a month and one of the best stargazing spots in the country. According to locals, Sapphire Point in White River National Forest is one of the absolute best places for stargazing in Summit County. The low light pollution, despite being so close to town, makes this beautiful spot what it is. Head to the top of Swan Mountain. It's an easily accessible location for night sky views. 300 days a year of at least partial sunshine in the area means clear skies most nights, too. And that means a nearly guaranteed clear view of the Milky Way almost every night of the year. To make your evening even better, arrive early to catch the stunning sunsets over the Gore Range. Up next is Big Bend National Park in Texas. Near the Mexican border, in the far western stretch of Texas, you'll find Big Bend National Park, one of the dark sky parks in the U.S., that can claim low light pollution and skies so clear you can see stars for miles. The harsh desert, river valleys, and mountains of the national park mean the location has some of the most stunning views in the nation and makes it a gold-tier certified stargazing spot. In fact, according to the National Park Service, the park has the lowest light pollution in the nation, and That means the darkest skies. The park offers a huge range of flora, fauna, and birds within its 800,000 acres, with ancient rocks to scramble across, and incredible vantage points for stargazing after a long day's hike along the many mountains, river, and desert hiking trails. Ranger programs, including stargazing events, are available. On the East Coast, I have next the Blue Ridge Observatory and Star Park in North Carolina. Those looking for a stunning night sky in the eastern U.S. will want to head to North Carolina and the Maryland Earth to Sky Park and Baird Dark Sky Observatory. The park was named the first Southeastern International Dark Sky Association destination, thanks to the efforts of the Blue Ridge Astronomy Group and others who supported the park. The park is operated by Maryland Community College and has been specifically crafted for visitors' nighttime viewing pleasure. For instance, the observatory is lit with specifically designed, fully shielded, low-color temperature lights to improve lighting conditions for astronomical viewing. You'll be able to view the planets, the moon, and stars through the 34-inch diameter SAM scope and a smaller planetary telescope for up to 2 hours. You need to purchase tickets in advance through the observatory and Star Park's Eventbrite page. All viewings are scheduled around the moon cycle in blocks of 2 hours at a time that ensure the best viewing experience possible. Next up is Chaco Cultural National Historical Park in New Mexico. Chaco Culture National Historical Park has made a solid commitment to reducing light pollution, which, combined with the park's natural nighttime darkness, landed it on the Dark Sky Park list in 2013. The park has been working with the Albuquerque Astronomical Society since 1991 to provide the darkest environment possible for astronomical viewing. The park even boasts a domed observatory that maximizes night sky viewability. Night skies aren't all the park has to offer. Ancient Chacoan monumental sites include a scattering of pottery, painted and peckered images on canyon walls, and other archaeological remnants that invite you to develop an understanding of the ancient world of the Pueblo people. The park offers a range of astronomy programs for tourists to enjoy on Friday and Saturday nights between April and October. There are also star parties and special events centered around the solstice and the equinoxes each year. Check the park's calendar and plan your visit accordingly. All right, next is Headlands International Dark Sky Park in Michigan, which is one of my favorites. If you can't make it to Alaska or Russia this year but are dying to see the northern lights, you'll want to book a trip to Michigan, where you'll find clear skies and northern lights aplenty. Headlands International Dark Sky Park offers stunning clear views of the northern lights and dazzling stars. It's one of the best aurora borealis viewing points in the contiguous United States. Like other dark sky parks, Headlands has a protected light zone that prevents new light pollution from being intruded into a given radius. It's hard to predict when you'll catch the northern lights here, as they're a natural phenomenon that it does what it's going to do. But there are some websites that you can use to predict when's the best time to visit or what's the best time. And even if the aurora borealis escapes you, the amazing star-spangled skies are always a thrill. The park is close to Mackinac City, Michigan, and the charming Mackinac Island just offshore. If you plan to stay there, be sure to check schedules before planning your adventures in the area, as the island's horses, the primary transportation on the car-free island, start to leave for the winter in October. Last but not least, we have Natural Bridges National Monument in Utah. If you want to visit the world's first dark sky park, you're in luck. Natural Bridges National Monument in Utah earned this award in 2007 thanks to its clear, beautiful dark skies. The preserved Pueblo site its 3 national bridge formations, and the intriguing solar panel field all add to the interest of the park, and hiking trails by day while gorgeous views of the Milky Way galaxy will keep you inspired by night. Now, there are a few things to consider as you prepare for your stargazing trip. First, be sure to plan your trip around the new moon to ensure the darkest sky as possible. Second, when you get to your viewing point, be sure to give your eyes about 30 minutes without turning on any lights, including phone screens, iPads, any of that stuff, to give your eyes a chance to adjust. This will help ensure you have the best views of the stars. Finally, always use a red flashlight instead of your standard white lights when you're making your way around your dark sky destination. Now, look towards the sky and enjoy. Well, that's my list. Do you agree or disagree? Do you have your own list? Well, share in the comments. Now it's time for Waypoints.
Waypoints. Waypoints will cover all aspects of navigation for the overland traveler. Navigation is the act or practicing of navigating, the method of determining position, course, and distance traveled.
This week on Waypoints, I answer several viewer questions regarding the International Dark Sky Association. I often mention visiting locations that are International Dark Sky locations and also using their list of certified locations to plan routes I take all across the U.S. What is it, you ask? What do they do? And why is it important to me? Well, the International Dark Sky Association works to protect the night skies for present and future generations. They're the recognized authority on light pollution and the leading organization combating light pollution worldwide. By providing leadership, tools, and resources for individuals, policymakers, and industry, they seek to reduce light pollution and promote responsible outdoor lighting that is beautiful, healthy, and functional. International Dark Sky Association brings the issue of light pollution to diverse communities worldwide, with the goal of creating access to information about the destructive impact of overlighting and the benefits of responsible lighting. International Dark Sky Association is a nonpartisan organization that works to advance public policy without regards to political ideology. For billions of years, all life has relied on Earth's predictable rhythm of day and night. It's encoded in the DNA of all plants and animals. Humans have radically disrupted this cycle by lighting up the night. Plants and animals depend on Earth's daily cycle of light and dark rhythm to govern life-sustaining behaviors, such as reproduction, nourishment, sleep, and protection from predators. Scientific evidence suggests that artificial light at night has negative and deadly effects on many creatures, including amphibians, birds, mammals, insects, and plants. Nocturnal animals sleep during the day and are active at night. Light pollution radically alters their nighttime environment by turning night into day. This introduction of artificial light probably represents the most drastic change human beings have made to their environment. Predators use lights to hunt, and prey species use darkness as cover. Near cities, cloudy skies are now hundreds or even thousands of times brighter than they were 200 years ago. We're only beginning to learn what a drastic effect this has had on nocturnal ecology. Glare from the artificial lights can also impact wetland habitats that are home to amphibians such as frogs and toads, whose nighttime croaking is part of a breeding ritual. Artificial lights disrupt this nocturnal activity, interfering with reproduction and reducing populations. Sea turtles live in the ocean but hatch at night on the beach. Hatchlings find the sea by detecting the bright horizon over the ocean. Artificial lights draw them away from the ocean. In Florida alone, millions of hatchlings die this way every year. Birds that migrate or hunt at night, they navigate by moonlight and starlight. Artificial light can cause them to wander off course and toward the dangerous nighttime landscapes of cities. Every year, millions of birds die colliding with needlessly illuminated buildings and towers. Migratory birds depend on cues from properly timed seasonal schedules. Artificial lights can cause them to migrate too early or too late and miss out on ideal climate conditions for nesting, foraging, and other behaviors. Many insects are drawn to light, but artificial lights can create a fatal attraction. Declining insect populations negatively impact all species that rely on insects for food or pollination. Some predators exploit this attraction to their advantage, affecting food webs in an unanticipated way. So, how are international dark sky places designated? Well, the International Dark Sky Association designates international dark sky places by following a very rigorous application process, requiring applicants to demonstrate robust community support for dark sky protection and document designation-specific program requirements. Applicants are reviewed periodically by our International Dark Sky Association Standing Committee and composed of dark sky experts and previously successful program applicants. Regular status updates after designation ensure that international dark sky places continue their commitment to dark sky presentation and preservation. Upon certification, International Dark Sky Association works with certified places to promote their work through media relations, member communications, and social media. An International Dark Sky Place designation helps enhance the visibility of designated locations and fosters increased tourism and local economic activity. The entire process takes on average 1 to 3 years from initial inquiry to the formal designation. So, in short, the answer to why I use International Dark Sky Association locations for visiting and planning routes is, I know wherever the location is, it's beautiful and it's dark. Well, that wraps up another episode of the podcast. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And with that, everybody stay safe, tread lightly, and hopefully I'll see you here or on a trail soon.
You have been listening to Waypoint Overland's Random Waypoints. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.